We have a person that's amazing in the literary field, Reid. She is a book shepherd to writers who want to publish their own book with excellence. And I want to emphasize the excellence when it comes to Ellen. Ellen, come on up. You can walk up this side if you want, or this side.
Okay.
And here's a mic for
Thank
you.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. I don't have a PowerPoint or anything. Can you hear me? Okay, good. I come from Hollywood. My dad was a motion picture distributor. My brother is still a distributor. I was in the advertising business in Chicago, and advertising, marketing, public relations, and movies are in my blood. And what I realized in the late 90s, when the digital press first came into being, was that the ability for authors to have books where they don't have to have a big publishing house was real. So I met a man named Dan Poynter, and he wrote a book called The Self-Publishing Manual. And I took his class in the late 1990s. Writers write, but they're not really marketing people, and they really don't know how to direct a creative team. So for example, if you're going to be a self-published author, you're going to need to have a cover designer, an interior designer, an editor, and all those things. Unless you get picked up by a publishing house or a hybrid house or Morgan James or something, pretty much you're on your own to do that work. And so I was at Dan's seminar, and he said, come on up here and tell us what you think of this cover and that cover and all that stuff. And I would. And he said, why don't you become a book shepherd? I said, what's that? He said, well, you can help writers, after they've written their book, produce their book with excellence. So I did, and it's now 2015, and I've been doing it all this time. I really enjoy it, and I like helping authors who are already, whose book is already written, and they need to have the all-important positioning, and I have a copywriting team where we write titles, subtitles, and the all-important about the book and about the author copy. So I've been doing that a long time. And then I wrote my own book, and it's called Putting Your Best Book Forward, Book Shepherd's Secrets to Producing Award-Winning Books That Sell. And as the last person said, tell somebody who you worked for. Well, I did a book for the cookie diet doctor. He wanted some help, and he had a team in place. I did a book for the people who created Dynasty. And because the big publishing house wanted to cut down a 900-page book into a small book, and he said no. So we created his book the way he wanted it, and he's very pleased with that. But I also work for people who have a small book. It doesn't really matter. These days, though, when you start your own publishing company, you need to have ISBN numbers, a Library of Congress control number, and what's called a publisher's cataloging and publication number, so that the libraries can find you. And what I've noticed when people are self-publishing these days, they don't know that. And sometimes when they have CreateSpace, they only have the CreateSpace imprint and no numbers, so nobody can really find you. It's kind of like having a dinner party where you want the hot food hot and the cold food cold, and people don't even know how to get to your house. So it's important that you do the book so that it looks like it was really published by a publishing house. And you can make up your own publishing company name. You can call it Ellen Reid Publishing, or my dog's name is Kiki. I could call it Kiki Publishing. And then you could get your own ISBN numbers in that name, and then a DBA, so that your money will actually go into an account where you can deduct the money from the IRS. I had a client who called me once. He said, I did this great book. I used my home address. I used my own name. And when I went to deduct it from the IRS, they said, no, it's a hobby. So what I help people realize is if you start your own imprint, whatever you call it, and you get a DBA of your company, and you get a UPS store and never use your home address, then all the money that you spend can be used for deductions on your taxes, which is a good thing. Because what you do is you become your own publishing house, and that's important. So my job for you is to make sure that, since you're a great writer, that you have a team in place, a cover designer, interior designer, copywriters, everybody that will create a book for you, just like a big house would do it for you, only their imprint isn't on it. Your imprint is on it. I don't know where the timer is, but I'll just keep talking until they tell me to stop. So to that end, how many? 3.5. Oh, goody. So here's the thing. I love you all. And I decided that indie published authors need a platform, and I started 3 book contests, and one is called the Indie Excellence Awards. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of it, but this is in your bag, and it's for houses that are independent, small independent houses. No big houses need apply. And I started it, this is our 10th year, and it's been fabulous to watch the way indie publishing has grown. Fabulous, because all the quality of the books are great. Children's books are beautiful. There's a whole bunch of categories you can go look for, and you can submit your book. Then I started, since I'm from Beverly Hills, although I live in Santa Barbara now, I decided to call it the Beverly Hills Book Awards, and that's for houses that are indie. They are Morgan James, there are Random House, because books are so good now that we decided it would level the playing field to have a contest for all books. So we're in our 3rd year for that one. And the 3rd contest is called the USA Regional Excellence Book Awards. It's for books that are set in a region or about a region. And that one is new. So I did that because here's what happens, and the last speaker was talking about marketing. If you win a contest, hopefully, you can get a sticker to put on the front cover of your book, and you can call yourself a national or international award-winning author. And that's important for your marketing. You can put the sticker on. I now have medals that I'm giving to people, and also certificates and things like that. So you can say, congratulations, I have just won the National Indie Excellence Awards, and it's a big deal for people to do that. So I'm hopeful that all of you who have books decide that you might want to submit to one of those 3 contests. So basically, I say this to you all. How many people really know how to write the description of your book? It's hard, but I have another company called the Reid Creative Group, which I just started, and we're doing positioning and copywriting for people. Even though your books are done, you can have the copy written and put it on your all-important website homepage, because you need to get them at hello. You have to tell them what the book's about. And I'll very quickly show you one thing. Gloria Kay's a healer in Santa Barbara, and this was her book. It was called, Is There a Healer in the House? And then there was a bunch of testimonials on the back, but she said to me, please help me. And I met with her, and here's her new book, Healer's Hands, Healer's Heart, and the back cover copy says, Hope for those who need healing, inspiration for those who would heal. And the book is really, you can come see me tomorrow or today and see the difference in the way these books look. And it makes a lot of difference in the ability to sell, and also for you to become a speaker and be known as somebody who has a beautiful book, and to be proud to hold up the book and say, this is my book. So I'm here for you if anybody needs to talk. I'm going to be here at Rick's event. I have a lot of books to show you, the befores and afters, and I'd love to talk with you. Thank you.
And Ellen is so generous at the book. If you want to hand me the one that you sent. The book that she showed a few minutes ago is also in all of your bags for everyone. So let's give her a big hand for generosity.
Good. Can I go behind you?
Sure.